Welcome back everybody. So I got this quick update video for you guys on stock market, and before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you want to support the channel, get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading in my Discord, check out the Patreon, and that link will be down below in the description. And now let's get right into it. So it's kind of a weird day here in the market. Dow is red on the day, 0.14%. Nasdaq going up whopping 1.25%, and thanks to Nvidia and Microsoft, another fresh new all-time high. S&P also hitting a fresh new all-time high, up on the day 0.57%, and Russell going up 1.63%. And here's 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500, and you can see on top, strong and leading the way: technology, communication services, consumer cyclical, financial, utilities, industrials, real estate, healthcare, basic materials, consumer defensive on bottom, and then energy also red on the day. Week to date performance right here for the week last week. Technology again leading the way on top, consumer cyclical, communication services, healthcare, industrials, and utilities lagging behind with consumer defensive and basic materials. And what we got here on stock market map, energy sector definitely bleeding today. XOM and Chevron both are down on the day. Tesla up 2.12%. Amazon massive breakout to the upside, up 2.71%. Google going up 2%. Meta staying flat on the day, down 0.40%. And look at right here guys, chip makers. Nvidia again hitting a fresh new all-time high, the biggest bubble on earth, going up even more, 3.58%. We got AMD also going up 1.85%, and then we have Microsoft hitting another fresh new all-time high. That was 420 today, I think, up 1.55%. Apple going flat on the day, only up 0.28%, and you can see right here, regional banks are up on the day, including KRE, and that's why we saw that big bounce on Russell 2000. And I just want to quickly show you guys fear and greed index right here. Extreme greed right now, it's reading at 78, but if you ask me, it should be right here at 100 right now, because market going straight up without any pullback at this moment. I think what, 16 weeks green, and just going up and pretty much hitting fresh new all-time highs every day. Now bear bull sentiment also, you can see more and more people are bullish here in this market, almost 50%, and then we got only 22% bear left here in this market, and they were nowhere to be found at least in last 15 weeks, and 28.4% are neutral in this market. So a lot of things are happening, market going straight up, and so far it seems like nothing working, at least for a pullback at this moment, but things are going to change very soon. So quickly, I want to show you guys what's happening in between smart money and dumb money. So we got here on bottom HYG high yield bond, smart money right down here, and we got S&P 500 dumb money on top. And you can see this thing pushing and pushing and just going higher and hitting all-time highs after all-time highs, where this thing never got up to this high right here. And that is a big red flag right here, because smart money definitely not buying into this rally. They're actually selling, and you can see right here, this rally, guess what, they were selling, and then this thing came down, they were buying, came back right here, they were selling, this thing was going up. So they're definitely selling into this rally, and especially, I mean, who would want to buy anything at all-time highs? You're pretty much getting in here at the top, right? Yes, things can push even higher, but knowing that everything is overextended, fear and greed index reading at 78, extreme greed, is this the right time to buy anything in this market, guys? On SPY ETF, it's up 0.58%, and history in the making, took 52 years, and the last time this has actually happened, back in 1972, market went straight up for 16 or 15 weeks, and then we saw a massive dump off, a 50% retracement. Market came down, and it took a lot of time for the market to recover and going back up to the upside. So are we going to see a similar pattern? Well, things can happen, but I'm not calling for that 50% retracement. What's going to happen? Definitely a correction here in this market, and that could take place anytime this month, especially end of this month and going into next month. And we could see at least 7 to 10%, but I would like to see at least 15% correction here in this market, how this thing went straight up for 15 weeks. So going into especially next week, Monday, you can see now we got a close over 500. So, SPY ETF definitely going straight up. And you can see right here, 5-day moving average now sitting at 96.83. And it's nowhere near 5-day moving average. So are we going to see a pullback at least down to 5-day moving average? Possible. But look at this Bollinger Band on top, expanded up to almost 504, 503, 53. So the next stop, I would say, to the upside, if this thing actually pushes even higher, that is going to be 504 to 505 and then 510. To the downside, we get a pullback next week down to 5-day moving average right here, 496.83. That's going to be a strong support. And just below that, we also have support down here, and that is around 495. And then we have this gap 494.32. We also got support 13-day moving average right here, 491.81. And I'm not looking at all these gaps right now because this thing trading at 500, 501.20. Once we get there, yes, we can talk about more downside on SPY ETF. So very careful going into next week, how the market is going up. Things can really quickly change. And I know a lot of people are actually thinking that market will never come back. This is it. Guys, I'm telling you, it happens. When the market goes down, people actually get really, bearish in this market. They don't want to buy anything, and they will call for a crash. And when the market goes up and hits all-time highs multiple times, people get bullish and they think market will never come down. And it's going to happen. So it's just a matter of time, and it's just buying time. And you guys saw it even with smart money and dumb money. Things are going to get huge pullback in near future. And here's my X account, and if you're on there, definitely give me a follow. And I do post a lot of things like expected moves and some of the charts, and also plays like this one from today. And I'm going to actually, guys, take you into my daily trade ideas to show you guys what actually goes on in my Patreon and how I actually navigate and trade this market pretty much every day. But look at this play here. Right at opening, this thing 9:34 a.m. It was trading around 12:58 to 12:56, and that is where I actually got those calls for only $1.96, $12.80. And if you look at it now, it's trading at 12.84, going in the money, over the money. And look at this play right here, guys. This is where I actually got out completely, selling my runners. The last one at 500, but this thing ran over 600, got up to, I think at the end, 800. And if you go back and look at some of the other plays right here, every morning you will see watch list right here. And from this watch list, I'll pick 1 or 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4, but mostly 1 or 2 plays. And you can see this one here, Airbnb. This thing came down to 145. 143 actually a good area to buy, but got in at 145, 150 calls. And within minutes, just couple minutes, easily 100 to 140% on Airbnb. 932, this thing rapidly got up to 148 plus. And then this one right here, you can see I called out at 934. And not to mention this fantastic play on coin, guys. This thing got up to 144 and some change. And from there, when I called out this play right here, this thing went never back up here to 145. Came down to 138. And this one was also fantastic, went over 100%. So all these plays are available on Patreon. And especially if you guys want to support the channel, Check out that link down below in the description for Patreon. On Triple Q, it's up almost 1%, and we talked about it in my last video that yes, things can push even higher. Bollinger Band expanded up to 436 to 437, and this is exactly what we got. Another massive run up to 437, and now pretty much closing at a new fresh all-time high, and that is 437.85, and now came back and trading at 437.05. So are we going to see more pump on Triple Q? And that is because of one or two stocks here on Nasdaq 100, and that is Nvidia by itself, a big bubble, and also I'm not calling Microsoft a bubble. I mean, that thing is up, but not much as Nvidia, guys. So these two names are actually pumping, and not to mention Amazon with a massive beat on earnings. That one is going up. Google getting a B shape, and that is why there is so much strength right here on Nasdaq 100. It's going straight up without a pullback. So what's going to happen next week? Yes, things can push a little bit higher, right up to, I would say, 440, up to even 445, and to the downside, strong support down here, 432. And below that, we also have support down here, 430, and then we can talk about 427.32, and then we got this gap down here also just below 425, 422.38. And once we get down here, we got strong support, 20-day moving average, 423.04. Now on this monthly chart, we talked about it before. This is actually the 5-month moving average right here, this blue line. And whenever things get, far overextended to the upside, we get a pullback down to 5-month moving average. You can see it right here. I mean, you go back and look at it every time. 5-day moving average 381. Look at this. Got up to, what was it? 400, came back, right? Crashing. And then went back up, retracing 5-month moving average right here. And then right here you can see also retracing and pretty much going with this 5-month moving average, and now it's disconnected right here. So it's going to connect, and whenever you see that connection, that is when you're going to see market pulling back. On DIA, slightly down 0.16%, and you can see Dow Jones running out of juice right here and not even filling this gap, which is really insane that it's trading right here at 385.76, but not coming down here to close this gap at 385.37. So going into next week, if this thing can push even higher above this high, 387.78, the next top 390, because Bollinger Band expanded all the way up to 390. To the downside, right here it's holding 5-day moving average, which is sitting at 385.88. Below that, you could see a drop down here at 385.37 to this gap. And then we also have support right down here, 20-day moving average 381.23, 378, and then 376 right down here. On IWM, it's up 1.63%. So what happens in this market so far, if you cannot break a resistance right here, you can gap up over it overnight, and then things can run. And this is exactly what we got right here, guys. A gap up over the resistance right here from this downtrend, and this thing got up to almost 200 on Friday. So going into next week, watch out now, 198, that should be a strong support, and below that, this thing could be coming down and filling this gap at 196.37, also retesting this breakout, and that would be a dip buy as long as the support can hold right here at 196.37. To the upside, as long as this thing can stay above, I would say 196, we could see a move up to 200, possibly up to 202, and then 205 right up here. Below 196, you're going to see a dump off down to 195, 193, 190, and then 188. So what's concerning here in this market, you can see 10-year going up 0.41%, and we got a hammer candle, and this thing now trading really close to 42, and actually can move even higher up to 42.62, but the market also hitting fresh new all-time highs. So finally, are we going to see who's actually lying? Is it actually the 10-year or S&P 500? So here on TNX, you can see clearly 5-day moving average now holding as a support, and that is sitting at 41 0.44, and below that we also have support down here at 41. To the upside, if this hammer candle actually plays out, watch out for a move up to 42.62 and then 43.70 on 10-year. So the dollar is staying absolutely flat on the day, and we talked about it before in my video that watch this Bollinger Band, it will expand slowly, and so far that is happening. But also if you look at my screen, it's holding, or at least trying to hold right here, 104 as a support, and that is 5-day moving average on this daily chart. So 104, that's gonna be key level to watch on dollar, and below that watch out for a move down to 103.58. To the upside, dollar can break above 104.48. The next stop will be 106, and that can cause a lot of damage on S&P 500. We have not seen that so far. Dollar moving up, S&P 500 also moving up, but maybe we will find out very soon who's actually lying here. On VIX, it's up 1%, so nothing big, not even getting over the resistance right here at 13, and there is no breakout. You want to see a breakout like this, breaking above 15 and then coming back and holding 15 as a support, and then we saw massive explosion all the way up to 23. And that's going to happen soon or later, but we need confirmation. This thing needs to get above 13, and then we could see a move up to right here around 1460, and you can see multiple rejection right here on VIX around 1460. And I said it before, and I can say it again in this video, that this thing needs a breakout over 15. Once we get that, that is actually the real breakout for a move up to $18 to $20. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching.